Today we have some new crypto airdrop updates, starting with Zeta markets, and they have done a new announcement with their first kind of drop about since they renamed to Zex. So what they have said is they've had over 80,000 real users, so I'm assuming they've already done some kind of filtering to get to this number, and they've basically said a little more criteria. It's still quite vague, but just about who they are trying to reward with this airdrop. And we do know it's coming up very, very soon, as they did say it is happening in June. So they have said that some of their criteria, which they have been looking at, are users that traded meaningful volume. So they do have a minimum. They haven't specified what it is yet, but you know, it's going to be a decent amount. They're just trying to get rid of the Sybils, basically. Users that kept coming back as they have grown over the past few months. So, you know, being consistent with the trades, that's why we wanted to use a tool which made sure that we checked in all the time, like I did with my airdrop tracker. So I checked in every 2 days and I did the Zeta markets task, and I visited the site, opened a trade and make sure I did that. And also I have added where you can see the news, so I will have the daily news with all the stuff you need to do. So other than that, they have said that they are rewarding people that Solana members who actually trade and engage with Zeta. So they do have their kind of Zeta affiliate program, and they were quite big on this. You know, I've spoke about it a lot, and I said, if you don't have the funds, join the Discord, do their community stuff, and you can get direct allocation of Zed or Zex now. What's unique is they do have a maximum token allocation. So, you know, similar to a lot of projects, actually, there is a limit and you can't go above this. So it's not purely linear. They do say here linear distribution. They say the majority of the allocations are in this format, just with a top and a bottom, which is just generally the best way to do it. Then there's the OG boost, the active boost, and of course the Sybil detection. Next up, I want to just quickly mention about the Bonfida naming service, and if you do have a domain on there and you have gone on the sns.id website, you might have got some feeder airdrop, probably worth a few dollars, not a ton. I actually didn't have a favorite domain, which is what they actually say. They say if you have it favorited, you might be able to get the airdrop. So I didn't, but I just did that right now. So if you have one, I recommend doing that. Apparently I have made some profit on domains, which I had no idea about. And apparently I've spent over $200 on them, which is crazy. Moving on, Photon did say yesterday that they are not actually doing an airdrop necessarily. So we all thought this Photon stimmies meant there was definitely an airdrop for using their platform for trading the meme coins, as we all need a platform to trade them. We all trade meme coins. So I did have the article up. What they have said is that they only did an airdrop, I think, for the top 100 traders. And what they did is they just gave a dollar amount to them and not an airdrop, you know, a point system as we all expected. As they say here, the Photon stimmies is not a replacement for a potential future token. But then they do kind of go back on that and say all before a potential token drop is what the stimmies are simulating. So, you know, we're going to have to wait and see. But following this, BullX put out this tweet saying soon you'll be able to import your Photon wallet and BullX will match your airdrop. So BullX is another platform where you can trade meme coins, and they do actually have a lot more features which are a lot better. So I do have the article on this. I don't think I've mentioned them, and I'm not even sure if they call it their early beta, I think, is even out yet, but you might be able to follow this link and get on the site, or it might not be open, and it might be opening in a few days. So if you have been farming Playpixiz as well, which I mean, I know a lot of people have been, they have said that the PIXIZ token will go live on June the 20th at 1 PM UTC. So that is 3 days from now. I think that is maybe Thursday or a Friday. Of course, on the Playpixiz site, we can all kind of go on there and see what our allocations are. So I assume we're just going to be able to claim that. They don't say anything particularly, you know, detailing if that's what the drop is for, or if it's for people in, you know, the pre-sale. We will just have to wait and see. And of course, you might have already voted, but there is the Jupiter exchange. Uplink vote did open on Sunday, so you might have seen someone else talk about this. But you can head on over to vote.jup.ag. Just make sure to vote, even though the main token allocations are given for people voting in the LFG rounds. I think it's worth doing all of them. So the proposal is basically about whether the Jupiter team and their working group should continue and have a budget for their YouTube videos and, you know, their weekly calls, which we have been collecting the POAP NFTs for if you're in the Discord. So these, I think all the content they produce is really important and they should continue to make it. But if you think, such as the Reddit proposal where they got a similar budget, you know, isn't worth it, you can vote for, against, or you can even abstain. Another small one, Drift have released their staking. So if you are holding some of their tokens, you can go on their platform, get double the voting power, you get fees from the Drift USD pair, and they say any future benefits through governance. So maybe you might get some extra tokens or anything like that. The Drift token has actually been holding quite strong and been doing quite well. Next, SoFun have released their farming. So if that is something, if you hold some Beam tokens or anything like that, you can actually stake them on the platform right now and you can earn a yield, and in doing so you will earn their SoFun points. So connecting is quite easy, you just have to connect your Twitter, but other than that they do just have your farm profile, and it looks like you can actually create a character, so gamifying it a bit. So that's everything. I just want to say I will be adding more stuff to the airdrop tracker, and I will have a video on Meteora and how I'm using it and how I'm farming it and how I'm getting fees on it later this week.